we're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine, to see what is going on. Today we have some powerful astrology, but it's really good for getting things done. However, our sun is trine Chiron, which is bringing up old baggage, old wounds, but only the things that are no longer serving you. It's time to let go of the old to make way for positive energies. However, you might notice we've had a lot of Chiron astrology lately, and this can bring up intense things that we're working on, even old wounds, insecurities, things we need to release and let go of. That's a huge theme too, is we're getting ready to, or doing a lot of clearing work to prepare for the new year that's about to come at us. Now today we have a lot of really, really powerful astrology, especially for relationships and of course, twin flames. We have Venus, which is trine our south node. Now our south node is Venus ruled right now, and this is really, really powerful alignment for everyone because it is making you more aware, or you should be more aware right now within these energies of your karmic bonds and even past relationships and the lessons that you've learned from them. This can also highlight past life connections, and twin flame is always a past life connection. But with these kind of energies, it's really, really important that you're working on yourself and releasing karmic patterns, things you need to work through. And this could come in many different forms over the course of this lifetime, what you've been working on. Sometimes this is what's holding us back, and it's a reflection of our past and what we're still carrying. And so whenever we have this alignment, we also have, we're going to say Venus, which is sextile our north node, which is in Aries, and this is our future, it's our destiny, it's our path moving forward. So right now, pay attention to people that may be in your life. This could be relationships, it could be your twin flame relationship, of course, because this is very much a destined connection, but it also could be teachers appearing that can help you on your path if you're willing to learn the lessons that you need, of course. So when we come to Earth, we have certain things we're working on and certain lessons we need to work through. I see a lot of people struggling with karmic energies and karmic lessons coming up right now too. So this is highlighting those kind of themes. It just kind of depends. So sometimes actually people aren't going to want to hear some of this stuff today, but sometimes it's less about the person giving you those lessons and more about the lessons that you're learning and what is highlighting within yourself and what you need to work on. Now, twin flame is one of those type of connections I was trying to explain this morning, that they can come in and kind of rip open old wounds. It usually mirrors back your own insecurities, flaws, things you need to work on. So if you don't like something within yourself, it's probably going to be reflected back through your twin flame or the connection. Once you begin to heal these things, work through these issues within yourself, it will change within the dynamic too. So this is a different type of connection, which is encouraging you to focus on yourself and really, really heal. So we're going to start with a reading, of course, for the divine feminine. Divine feminine, you're being guided to really refill your cup right now and to be mindful, because I was saying, you just, as much as you want to, not everything is for you and it's not meant to be for you. So you're needing to be a little bit more picky with your interactions, projects, people, as you're kind of, I want to say bouncing around, as you're kind of bouncing around. Be a little bit more mindful of your energy and energy exchanges right now. This is very important for the divine feminine side of things. Have boundaries right now. This might be something that you're learning just from your life, or your masculine might be helping you with this in some way in this area. So while you are very probably empathic and feeling a lot of other people's stuff, it is not your role or job to take on other people's karma or to help them through it anymore. Divine feminine, some of you may be taking a step back to really work on yourself and your own path. That could even mean and translate into your relationship right now. So we have a lot of these kind of themes coming up. Divine feminine, you're also releasing a lot of karmic cycles, patterns. This could even be karmic partners that you've had in this lifetime where you're still processing trauma or energies or certain lessons, or putting together certain patterns and noticing patterns in your lifetime of things that you've been attracting into your life, or we could say putting up with or needing to heal within yourself. There's a big clearing happening for the divine feminine. And this is important for where you're going to go in 2025 and even within your unions, because it's a twin flame reading. So you may find you're clearing a little bit of energy or negative energy, wrapping up loose ends. I said cut, I feel like this is the cutting cords during this time. You might notice that you've learned with certain people, hopefully in the past, and they do the same cycles with you, and you're cutting cords to situations, people, and connections that are no longer serving you. You're needing to have some discernment and to really tap into your own inner knowing about where you are on your path and where you are moving forward. Now we're going to start with reading for the Divine Feminine, but I always remind you, this is just a general collective read. Make sure you're doing the one-on-one phone calls on my website. Make sure you are too, you know that healing, this is Chiron, healing and spiritual awakening energy. Healing can take time, but you're also probably going to need help with it too, or through the process. So make sure you're checking out my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. You book me on there. I have a twin flame section. I have tons of twin flame readings. I do a phone call for those. I have a ton of twin flame healings. Make sure you're doing the energy work right now. It's going to help you so much on so many other levels. So with this Chiron energy, we have a big focus on healing the subconscious and the energetic level, which is a big part of your healing journey too. So I have a ton of healings. I have lots of healings, clearings, activations on there. And of course I do twin flame coaching, which is amazing for helping you to heal your attachment style or to have healthier connections. And I put that together specifically for twin flames through what is triggered or what comes up within the healing. So it's really, really amazing for helping you no matter where you are in the journey. If you need me, just go ahead and book me on my website, like I said. But let's start with a reading for the Divine Feminine side of things. Divine Feminine Collective, Divine Masculine, if you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. Our beliefs were just too different. I couldn't reconcile mine to yours. It's a little bit like an inverted mirror, like yin to the yang, and this is just part of coming to earth. And this is exactly why twin flames come to earth and split up too, so that you can get more knowledge and to expand. It's all about soul growth. So no matter what's happening in your situation or has happened, some of it is all about healing certain things, working on each soul, I want to say individually, to get you where you need to be, learning certain lessons. But the ultimate goal is to shift back into union and to heal. I always say polarity, and some of that duality could just be divine feminine, masculine energies, and needing to balance these energies, healing deeper wounds and things that have you blocking out or pushing away love or your partner. I see this as common with trauma. Sometimes that's a trauma response where you say you want connection, but you've been doing things that are sabotaging your relationships, or even twin flame union, pushing the person away through your wounding usually, or through your own triggers you need to work through. Or even energetically, this is a big thing too, of like needing to work on your energy and keeping it right and things like that. So it just kind of depends on that. And it could be, like I was talking about earlier, certain things that are being mirrored back for you to work on. Self-love is key. This is a connection where you need to feel good, divine feminine. And when you're not feeling good, if you get honest about yourself, and I mean emotionally, but energetically, and it could just be, feeling when we get triggered, frustrated, angry. Oftentimes these things do come up. I had someone going through some cycles. Your twin flame, you can trigger abandonment, pushing away on their side. It just depends on what it is, but the same things are always triggered. It doesn't matter how it plays out in the outer. So usually it tends to trigger rejection, abandonment wounds. You could be angry. We'll say with the emotions, you could feel a whole influx of negative energies and emotions that surface at times, and hopefully not all the time, but you might have your moments, and I call that energy purging. So oftentimes twin flames, you guys will orbit each other when you meet, and you interlock, and you're not going anywhere, believe it or not, but we go into these illusions. I call them illusions lately. And so sometimes our ego loves to take us into these illusions and, make up these narratives and things like that. And it can make us spin or purge, but it's an energy clearing that's happening, or cleansing. And so it just kind of depends on where you're at with you. Negative emotions or energies are to show you where you're not in alignment. And I know we have to clear out everything that isn't love and unconditional love. And so the negativities are actually things that you need to heal, work through, and clear. These could be painful areas, emotions, energies, whatever it is kind of surfacing or being triggered, because things are going to be triggered to the surface. And the reason why is generally, because it's a very pure energy. Now, you'll mistake this for your flame, but it's the third energy, it's the source energy. And so twin flame is actually a connection that is trying to help us to shift into a deeper alignment with ourselves, but also with source. Many of you are still playing out codependent dynamics where you're trying to, I don't want to say latch on, connect a little too much to your divine masculine right off the get-go when you meet them, and it can push them apart because you begin to put all of your focus on them and all of your energy and attention on them instead of yourself, and you think this is a good thing, but it has the opposite effect. It ends up repelling and pushing them away. It's a little too much. And so this connection is all about getting you to pour that energy and love and stuff into yourself and to connect more with source. And so it tends to trigger to the surface whatever you're carrying around with you or holding on to, energetic baggage, traumas, things you need to heal. And for how intense the process will be, from what I see working with a lot of people in this area, depends on what you're holding on to. So the more trauma, the more intense probably experience or feelings you'll probably go through, because the more negativity you're holding on to, and things like that. So it requires a lot of clearing and healing work when you're on the twin flame journey, because you're needing to clear that energy if it's surfacing, because if it surfaces and you've had a whole emotional purge, it's in your energy field, and usually you'll notice it can mess up or throw off your union. So one of the best things that we can do anyway, we want to have good spiritual hygiene anyway, but especially on the twin flame journey, because it can be very intense, very fast, is to take better care of ourselves and also our energy. It helps to make us aware of our energy and ways that we may not, we'll say may or may not be in alignment as much as we think. So it can bring a lot of deep things to the surface, which are very personal for each person. Our love was too intense for me. I needed a break away. Even in union, this energy gets so intense. I always describe it like a black hole that kind of sucks you in, right? And this can throw people out of balance, even if you're like really, really good with energy and your energy. And so oftentimes we're going to notice that even in the twin flame unions, you have done this, I call it preparation. You usually, maybe, it depends, not everyone does, but most people have gone through some separation stages or, even reunion stages. And the reason why is to get you good in your own energy. And everyone wants to skip those parts because they're the parts where you have to face your own shadow, feelings, insecurities, things that come up, right, within the ego, whatever it is. Now, I found that this can be really, really helpful, and that usually when two people, but these are flames we're talking about, come together, you guys think you've healed enough and you feel amazing, and you go, I call them the love bubble states that are very euphoric and amazing and beautiful, but usually the problems come up, and that's because you haven't healed as much as you think. And usually both twin flames are coming together with attachment, traumas, issues, insecure attachment style, all the stuff, all the baggage, we'll call it. And so usually problems come up and that leads to separation. So each can heal themselves individually so that you're not both continuing to trigger each other back and forth. I see a lot of flames that are, they'll say they're ready for union. However, if still triggering, if you're still continuing to be really triggered by your twin flames, we'll say interactions or presence, or vice versa, then there's some stuff that still needs to be worked out. And so it's not about time as much as we like to make it that way on human earth, right? It's about what needs to be worked out and what needs to be healed for the pair, we'll say, but individually. So this could be something where you have to do a lot of individual healing to stay balanced in your own energies, because if you're not balanced in your own energies and you have a lot of imbalances, it can throw the other twin flame, this is reading for feminine, masculine, out of balance. So you're needing to really heal whatever's coming up during this time. I couldn't handle my true feelings for you, so I kept you as a friend and nothing more. This isn't for everyone, but I see a lot of times, I do say twin flame is a romantic blueprint, okay? It is. Trust me, it's your divine lover, it's your spiritual partner, but sometimes it hasn't got that far. There's many reasons that something could be blocked, usually energy blocks, I always go into that, but it also could be circumstances, situations, other karmic lessons, whatever's going on. I know people that are in other lessons with karmics or parenting and they don't have the space for this, whatever it is. And so this is a romantic blueprint, but there could be circumstances and challenges in the way. And it's no different than, say, you have people that are completely open. Oftentimes, even completely open, you guys might face things like that. Now, I love this because I put up a lot of activations on my website. Make sure you guys are checking them out, by the way, right? I have everything up. I do have the 12/12 stuff up. I do have the next full moon on the 15th stuff up. So I have a lot of stuff on my site. And the other day, I'm always putting this stuff together and putting it on my site. I was going into, and I love tarot. I was going into the Lovers card a ton. And when we deal with the Lovers card, just making sure we didn't have it, when we deal with the Lovers card, it's the two lovers. It's the best card of the tarot, if you ask me, right? It's like the higher divine. Now we have the devil, which is the lower, and this is, attachments and not good. It's my karmic card. Now the lovers is the opposite of that. It's the divine leading this connection. So it's the two lovers. It's a very Eden card, but it also has the angel in between them. And I think this is an important message for twin flames, this card. And oftentimes we see that as a sign of the twin flame. So you might be getting it a lot in tarot, or see that as a sign when you are a twin flame and draw that card or message to you a little bit more. But we see the angel between you, and that's really the angelic realm. It's actually Archangel Raphael on the card, right? And so they say the obstacles that actually it is the mountains keeping the lovers apart on this card, but also the angel between them, right? And you'll say, what? Why? Why? Many reasons. We've talked about some of these with the healing, right? And needing to stay in these higher frequencies. We talk about this all the time. But also, I think this is important because twin flames have the angelic connection between them. They see a lot of signs, messages, magic, things keeping you going, and inner knowing. And I can always tell. I do a lot of, like, if you guys are lost and you don't know what to do, get a call. Do more of those calls anyway. They'll help switch things on the more you go and do these sessions, okay? And not just one. Like, keep doing them. Things will come through as I'm helping you through this process. But anyways, so we have the angels in between this connection. And so one thing that I noticed with twin flames is you're going to know to keep going. If this is a karmic connection, it's going to feel off. It's going to reflect, it's going to reflect the karmic connections that you've had your entire life. Some of the same lessons, you're going to know it's not good for you. I see a lot of indicators, just from lessons I've been through and other people with the karmics, like being very bad for you in some way, bad for your energy, bad for you in lots of areas and things like that, okay? Your twin flame is going to be the opposite, but they're not going to be all, sugarcoating things for you either. Just trust me on that. They're going to mirror back everything great and bad, right? And things like that. But we also have this knowing. And so when you're done with a karmic, you know it. You're guided through everything in your life. It's important. You're unblocking your guidance more and more. That's your psychic hotline, your psychic gifts, your connection with source, so that you can get more clear and get more clarity right now. And so this is like your connection to the divine. The karmics, you're going to know. Usually you don't want to get out of these connections. I see so many people with karmics. They know they're karmics and they're not good for them, but they're still there. And then this is just disempowerment or excuses or ego or whatever reason. A lot of times the karmics have a hold. They're very hard to, sometimes not for everyone, but they can be hard to get out of, okay? You can get real wrapped up in them. And you're going to know. And they can be hard too. And I feel that's the attachment to it. And so right now we have a lot of like releasing attachments, especially ones that will throw off union, because you can't come into union with all these attachments, whether they're karmic or energetic or whatever. And so oftentimes it is in the space where twin flames are apart but alone, not in other connections, that you guys can really do, I hope, that healing work and that clearing work, and to release and purge out, things within yourself, things you need to heal, traumas, things in your field, and even attachments and karmic attachments. So sometimes karmic attachments, like you'll probably know, but you talk yourself out of it. With twin flame, you're going to have a knowing to keep going. If a karmic connection ended, I see a lot of people, I'm like, this is like popular illusion energy. We don't like this, but I've been saying that for like a week, that we just went Neptune direct and Neptune retrograde. We love to create, I just blame ego, I assume, these illusions. I see people, maybe we say a little, we need to awaken more. We love to create these ego realities and illusions, even though we know they're not good for us, but we can kind of ego talk ourselves into it, right? So right now it's like pop the illusion energy, which people are not liking. It's wake up call energy. It's seeing things as they are, but you're needing to, especially on the twin flame journey, so that you can actually heal these things and not continue to, we call them the avoided issues in your life and things like that. Now with the Lovers card and with twin flames, you have a knowing to keep going. The karmic, it's done when you left the person, but usually you're just talking yourself another way, okay? You already kind of get that. With twin flame, you're being guided towards that path to union. So if there was a separation, it's not a normal breakup. One thing I see is the karmics will tell you, or be in a situation that is unavailable or mirror or whatever. Your twin flame, it's usually left open. Usually it's like left open in some way. And that's something I do see a lot of. So you got to kind of follow your guidance for your specific situation. There can be things that can be in the way. Situations, usually with twin flames, challenges, because otherwise you wouldn't do the work, right? If you just got right to union, like that's what they call it, the journey, you wouldn't do this work. And there's more work to be done. And so this is a connection that's meant to help us to ascend and to work through our soul growth. So it's not about, riding off into the sunset and avoiding the work like we love to do, but you're supposed to get there. but right? It's about really facing yourself, your inner shadows, and releasing all of the negative energies and resistance that you have built up, and all of the patterns that are not love right now that are in the way. Now, a lot of times this is limiting beliefs. It's the negativities. We talk a lot about this kind of stuff, and this stuff is being triggered with all of this Chiron energy. And this is not just a wound coming up now, even though we may think it. It's things that have been coming up our entire life and even past lifetimes. Now, because of this energy, we have Sun in Chiron, right? That's ego wound. We have the North and South Node Venus alignment in the mix. And so this is wounds around love and relationships, but also has potential to transform us and to heal us in these areas, to clear the baggage of our past we're still carrying on to. And of course that North Node, in the mix alignment too, that we've been dealing with all of this year. It won't shift until January. So we're still dealing with this kind of North Node astrology, and this is to help us with our path moving forward. And oftentimes twin flame is very powerful for helping to support you on your spiritual path and even help you to tap into your spiritual mission. Soul purpose, soul mission. Okay, I couldn't go against my family to be with you. This isn't for everyone, but some of you guys might even feel like you're clearing a lot of, this is the Chiron astrology, you're clearing a lot of generational patterns right now, things that were passed down the family line and through yourself, like things you're working on. Probably a lot of them came from your family line and things like that. This could be inner child wounds. Some of you guys have like your inner child just screaming for your own love and attention and things like that. And when you really heal your inner child, you're probably going to have higher standards about things, and it's going to reflect into your energy and even your relationships, and you'll level up. So this could be inner child wounds or just situations that you may need to go deeper into to heal. Okay, conflict resolution, compromising, making amends, and positive outcomes. So if you have some type of, we say conflict, I always say the inner or the outer with twin flame, resolving any issues and things like that. Okay, Inferno, some of you guys have everything crumbling, jobs, like other things in your life, power moment. And I see this too, because I said today is great energy for getting things done. I have a couple activations up for today. I didn't put like a ton of stuff up for today, but I do have twin flame and regular activation up for today, but I have tons up for the next couple of days because we're going into the 12/12, we're going into the solstice, and welcome to the ride, right? And with their high energies, and we need them, and so they're amazing, but a lot of stuff tends to come up with the solstice, and you'll say, well, that's a while away, lady. Well, no, we're feeling it now. It starts 3 weeks prior, so between, like, even it's the 10th today, but the 12th really opens that 12/12 gateway, which opens up the solstice and stays open through the solstice. And we're feeling the energy of the 12/12 now because we're 2 days prior. We start to feel it 3 days prior. We've been seeing that. Lots of X flares, galactic energy, no sleep, right? And things like that. So you're feeling it. You're going through some upgrades. But this is amazing. But however, that you might be experiencing tower moments. This could be with your twin flame situation. It could be in other areas, like I see people with job stuff or, you know, other problems. It just depends of things you may need to heal and fix. So as much as we just want to do union, welcome to Earth, we got other things to do. And so, you know, the more you're focusing on yourself, you're going to get that glow up, you're going to get other areas of your life going. You're probably not going to notice so much, you know, just saying, right? So it's all about healing other areas of your life right now. I know it's like that to-do list, everything you've been putting off, time to get it done. Ways you're neglecting, keyword neglecting, taking care of yourself, that you got to do some little things in your life, don't know what. And for some people, this could be all across the board. It could be appointments you're not doing. It could be better food you're supposed to be eating. Like, I was making a joke. I told my twin flame yesterday, I was like, listen, I'm making this food for myself because I wanted to do it 3 days earlier and I was really busy. like self-care can look like many different things. It's that booking that appointment because you need to do it. Booking in that healing because you really need a clearing and you know your energy's out of whack. Whatever it looks like for you, right? Jokes aside. So we have that like taking care of yourself, your energy, and other areas of your life. So we got dating card coming up, and this is like this connection, and this is like, it depends. So if you guys, I always say you do that work, and if you're in separation, you shift it into reunion. If you're in a reunion, you shift it into union. Now the thing is, you need to do this work to clear all of the limiting beliefs that have manifested separation in the first place, right there. You're like, and this can be hard because we stay in these narratives and loops and ego illusions. This is why get some help if you do need it. If you feel stuck or you're having things come up or challenges, whatever it is, stuck in places you don't want to be, like separation, do that twin flame coaching. Do some of those healings. It will help with clearing blocks and things like that. I have a lot of like clearing blocks and things like that. So if you feel stuck or whatever. I sabotaged our connection because it was too intense. And so sometimes you'll say, oh, I don't sabotage things. It could be negative beliefs. It could be limiting beliefs or even behaviors, things you've said. This is a big one, your twin flame. Things you've projected that you don't notice, your own wounds and pain. And we blame the divine masculine because things have been triggered, even though we can only get triggered because we have a lot of unhealed stuff or unhealed aspects that need healing or attention. But people trigger us. We love to blame and project because it helps us to avoid or whatever it is too. So healing any ways that you might be sabotaging the connection. Most people don't even realize they have through sitting there and telling yourself negative stories, narratives, or negative beliefs, and then they manifest into your life. Twin flame is powerful. It gives us the chance to heal. And when you heal these things that are causing issues in your love life and in your relationships, oh my God, then you start to do that work. It starts to reflect in all areas of your life. You start to flow more. You tap into more abundance. You heal your love life. You heal all of these different areas because we're manifesting our reality as we go too. So we have a big focus today with that Chiron astrology, also on limiting beliefs. I fantasize about you. You know you think about each other all day long. They think about you like that too. I really do care even though I don't show it. We have open chapter. There are still pages to write, so make them great. And I love this, and it's my keep going card, and that's for like a lot of you guys, like keep going, keep doing that work. And then 2025, blank slate, new year, new you, right? I love saying that. A lot of people don't like it. Like new year, new you, new chapter, new energy, and we're feeling that buzz, right? As we're getting ready, we're going to do the holidays over here, and this solstice, my favorite, the solstice. I do the solstice, and we're doing the solstice, and it can bring a lot of fresh, powerful energy that we need. Energy for your manifestations, your goals, and what you want to do going into the new year, okay? So we're wrapping things up, we're closing things out, and we're clearing energy. Love blooms, a romance blossoms into full-blown feelings. And so what you pour into is meant to pour back into you. And this is like a very, very powerful connection that's meant to heal both of you. Someone was messaging me this morning, like, I don't know about all this. And I'm like, listen, Earth is hardcore. And I always say that, like, in case, wake up call, in case people haven't noticed. And so actually, it may not feel like it's healing you, but it's actually guiding you to heal through triggering areas that may need it. So if you're having upsets and triggers, it's showing you different areas or things you might need to heal within yourself. It can feel painful though, as a lot of stuff is being reopened from your past and things you're holding on to, and more baggage, more stuff to heal, right? And it depends. So it depends on where you're at within your healing. So even if you've healed a ton, this is going to be an intense process, but you go through an intense transformation and it gives you a chance to understand these areas and to heal them. Perfect moves. Keep the spirit of play and fun alive. To be closer. You're supposed to be having fun together, doing fun things, right? And like, this is my inner child card of like bringing each other's inner child out. I love that, because when you are hanging out and you're in that love bubble, you probably have like inner child, fun, playful, flirty vibes kind of going on too. So we have an alignment with our moon and Mercury today. And yeah, we're still in Mercury retrograde, but we're about to wrap that up. But with this moon and Mercury alignment, it's a really good time to open up and talk or have good communication, or even open up about how you feel with people. Okay, 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. You're manifesting this person, or just the future you want with them. You are manifesting them. This is like my getting what you want. This is like prosperity, success. It's like everything going your way. We have major blessings energy coming at us today, believe it or not, with this sun. So whatever the sun touches is always a good thing. Queen of Swords. Some of you guys are cutting off a lot of low vibrational energy, and like this is like, and I was getting a lot of things. This is painful areas and triggers and wounds from the past. I said my snip energy, great energy for cutting cords. If you need one, right? Okay, you know where to find my website. Okay, cutting cords energy, clearing low vibrational energies, because this is going to open up and protect your union and help it to thrive. So you're clearing energies from your past. You're really ready to step away from low vibrational experiences, people and situations that are not serving you. I said the Queen of Swords is very discerning and like using their gifts, right? And like that. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, and this is your masculine coming in, and this is romantic energy, and this is like taking action. This could be a lot of love texts and messages, or even calls in our modern day, right? But it's also following your heart and being in love. You need to truly open up your heart. You need to really love yourself and reflect that self-love will be mirrored back through your connection. Not feeling good when you're sitting alone and you're feeling really, we could say wounded, right? Not feeling good. We talked about that, not being in alignment earlier. That is message of the day for Divine Feminine. If you're not feeling good, that's just going to be mirrored back, and it's very painful to be around your twin flame when you're not feeling, we'll say well, or you're feeling off, right? Because if you're, say you have a lot of heart chakra pain and you're around them, they're going to mirror that back and magnify it and amplify it, and you're going to get hit back with a lot of painful energy. It'll just bring these spots out more. So sometimes we should probably be looking at whatever space we're in as a gift, if in separation, to heal these wounds so that you're ready for union and not to sit stuck in it. A lot of people stay stuck in the upheavals longer than they need to heal, so that you can actually shift into this union, and that should get you like happy and excited, so you know you can shift out of this. Or if in union, to really master your energy right now. And I was like, this is a conversations I've been having all week with my twin flame, because a lot of people, especially Divine Feminine, I don't know why, don't respect your energy. Maybe they don't have that level of energy awareness. Maybe they do, they don't care, whatever. It's important you're having that level of energy discernment and awareness for good spiritual hygiene and energetic hygiene, especially on the planet right now. I was like making comments about this, but I'm not going to go there anymore, right? Just really take care of your energy right now. Work on your energy, work on yourself, and make sure you're putting your focus on you and your twin flame union right now. This is going to open things up. So you're needing to heal your heart chakra. You're needing to open up your heart chakra and to create your dream life from the heart. Okay, 7 of Cups. This is my reality check. We already went into that message. Neptune bubble, right? Okay, reality check energy. This is like letting go of things. You might be missing opportunities. You might be missing some type of, you need some type of clarity on things. I always say to do those calls if you need some clarity, to help you getting clarity, but also I always like to think getting a plan moving forward, or what to be doing or healing or working on. So pay attention to your intuition right now. I like this energy because we can expect that it'll bring us a lot of, we'll say, downloads and insights and things like that with this energy, right, that we're in right now. So really connecting with your intuition right now. Divine Feminine. We're going to do a couple cards for the Divine Masculine. So, great time to find me on my website, especially the next couple of days. I'm getting ready to do the 12/12 portal stuff. You can start signing up for that anytime. And then we do the full moon on the 15th, okay? So, we got a busy couple of days ahead of us. And I got all that stuff on my site now. You guys can start signing up for it anytime. So, great healing energies. These energies will be affecting twin flames. They might be bringing things up because it's my past life energy, right, with Chiron. Okay, Divine Masculine reading. Divine Feminine, if you're watching, direct messages from your masculine collective. I still feel deeply connected to you, and I won't admit it. A lot of times people maybe they don't understand twin flame connection. Some people could be unawakened. There's many reasons for that. Some people could be unawakened. They haven't done that level of spiritual work. They might just have issues with issues of their own. And, you know, people like to play out patterns in their dating life, right? They could have negative patterns with relationships, right? Relationship trauma. They don't like to go deep. A lot of people, this is my problem, living on split. They like surface level. All right, it just depends on why, okay? A lot of times, some twin flames can walk away from the dynamic. Usually this happens early on, usually out of fear. You'll say, why? Usually it's triggered something, right? And the triggering happens and they could run away, walk away, be done with it. This is very common, but what twin flames generally will find is that the connection will remain. It's not like just another karmic that you get out of. Like, okay. And usually they might be guided to heal themselves more. It just depends why, jokes aside. So the connection remains. This is a spiritual connection. There's always that tether, especially when you've met each other here in the physical. It really begins to activate things the second you even see each other. I know twin flames that have spent 1 second noticing the twin flame and they never came together, never saw them again, and they were impacted forever. They knew this was their person, and all it took was a couple of seconds to see this person and they knew. Or, you know, everyone's different. And they spend, you know, whatever. They were very impacted, okay? They were forever changed, we could say, when you meet your twin flame. That you'll never be the same again, like ever. It doesn't matter the situation. You know, you're going to have this knowing about it or, you know, be tapping in on a higher level. So there's this spiritual connection. When you meet, things begin to activate with the twin flames and to come online with this twin flame journey. So generally, you haven't met the twin flame. You know, when you meet this person, you really begin that journey for good. Being apart has been more difficult than I can accept. And if you're apart from this person, this won't be for everyone. Some of you guys are in unions and anchored in union. But for those of you guys that are apart, they're feeling it. You might even be in union and you have to go do other things. Like you got lives, right? You got things to do, you got jobs, whatever. And being apart could be very, very hard. Like you just want to be near this person all of the time. But I always say to my flame that suffocates you. It'll suffocate both of you, like, right? So usually you need some healthy independence, right? In your relationships and things like that, jokes aside, right? But it's like this magnetic pull that you'll want to be near each other as much as you can be, right? With these connections. Being apart is very, very hard and can trigger a lot of painful energies, separation wounds, blocks to come to the surface, the ego, whatever it is. My memories of you haunt me and keep me thinking about what could have been. Oftentimes, not all the time, but twin flames sometimes are presented with a choice, especially if in karmic situations they're guided to clear those and probably do union. Some choose not to. I hate to say that. Some are, because we have this energy of the choice. That's my Lover's card energy too. Some of you guys are presented with a choice of, do you want to do union or do you want to stay in the ego paths, right? Of what the ego has created. And the problem is we don't like to let go of the ego, but this is a connection that usually tries to take us on a path towards spiritual enlightenment. And it's funny because ascension and spiritual enlightenment are all about detachment, non-attachment, letting go of the material and things that are holding us back to reach these higher states of frequency and consciousness and to expand and to find God and to better connect with source and to shift into a deeper alignment. And so sometimes we love to create with it like a lot of attachment-based stuff, right? That isn't good for us. Your twin flame is probably going to guide you to do the work, and it depends on what work and what baggage you still got to move through to reach your ascension. And so they're just here to like kick things into gear and to speed things up anyway. Some of you guys are being presented with a choice just like awakening, right? like it's a different kind of path. Like maybe it's not for everyone, right? Ascension and spiritual awakening, you may choose to do that spiritual path. Your twin flame is like that. Oftentimes you may be presented with a choice. Some people get afraid and it's like they try to backtrack to the 3D. So there might be a choice coming up right now with union. It's easier being with someone from my world right here. So we have a lot of karmic stuff coming up in this reading too. We know that because it's like it's being stirred up collectively as we're getting ready to go to the new year, all those alignments I talked about, right? It's from the other side, you've seen that. So we have a lot of things being stirred to the surface. For some, you could say, I don't have any karmic baggage. I don't have any karmic situations, karmic wounds possibly, things you need to heal more. I couldn't handle your words when you were upset with me. It was too painful. Divine Feminine tends to project a lot on the masculine, and this could be, I see it two different ways. I see on the pedestal too much, like, and Divine Masculine, that scares you guys even more. They see you as this perfect idealized version where they project all of their best aspects on you, attributes, expectations right there. And today's Venus energy is also helping you to clear the expectations around these relationships. We get it in our head, things will go a certain way. That's expectations, but sometimes we're placing a lot of pressure on the people around us to fulfill those expectations when we shouldn't be at all, or having any expectations, and we get disappointed and things like that when things don't go our way. So these energies are helping us to release unhealthy expectations too, with things. This is meant to help you to have a healthier connection though. So I want to make things right. Oh yeah, so I was back to that rant. Sorry, I always do this. Yeah, so some of these Divine Masculines really have you on the pedestal, and that makes you uneasy. Like, you know, that you can't live up to that, or it's like, you know, they see my shadow. Or the other way around, where Divine Feminine, you've triggered things, not even trying. You're like, hey, and they're projecting a lot of unhealed stuff on you too. So just be mindful of that. I'm sorry I couldn't be what you needed me to be. I need to tell you the truth. So throat chakra work, this could be sharing your feelings, opening up more, boundaries. With this person, it just depends. I will wait for you. There is no one else. And this is a part of the twin flame recognition. You're going to know without a doubt, that knowing right there. I want to talk about that knowing, that psychic knowing. Now things can block us up. Unhealed trauma, all the stuff we talk about, energetic blocks. The more we're clear, we're going to have more guidance, right? And more of a knowing. You're going to have a knowing about this connection and what to be doing with it. You've triggered deep insecurities I didn't even know I had. Be patient with me while I heal these things. And healing deeper things, Divine Masculine. This is shadow work. This is what we need to do, okay? This is all your... I don't care about all your love and light best aspects. So when you're on your best behavior, like a little kid on your best behavior, I wanna go into, well, you gotta go into, it's not even for me, right? I wanna go into though, with this conversation, things that are holding you back, things you struggle with, the shadow when you get upset, when you get triggered. I was describing this to someone, they said they had, you know, they had a family member that had lost everything and they got all the nasty stuff come up right there. When things aren't going your way, when, you know, life is hard. And I said, this is for the Divine Masculine, being reminded that you might feel under pressure right now because this is how diamonds are made and the impurities are taken out of diamonds first, right? Crushed out. Okay, so you might feel like you're under a little bit of pressure right now while you're being shined up, right? All right. And you might feel like that too right now, that you're under a little bit of pressure, but shadow work of really acknowledging and healing your own wounds or places that need it or things you struggle with or things that trigger you that the twin flame might be bringing up. You've made me believe in love again. A lot of the masculine has these connections and they're good, they're great, the surface level though. They're easy, they're mediocre, and you didn't know another level existed because you were content there when you were asleep. And it's like the twin flame comes and they're maybe deep or passionate or honest or vulnerable or authentic. And oh my God, there's something I'm noticing with the karmic connections right now, currently, planet Earth, if you guys are participating, they are so fake to me. Like, no kidding. And maybe that's your partner, or maybe it's you. You're like, what? Okay, because if you're not being honest about how you feel, all right, They're a mirror as well too. Some of our relationships act as mirrors, but you're content. It's easy. And we love the matrix. It's easy for us. We've been doing it for 5,000 years. And to go back to our spiritual state, it takes a little bit of work. We're like, right? Okay. So it's easy to stay where we're at. That's our south node. It's our comfort zone, the karmic connections, all of your previous connections, if you have current ones. And our north node is like the unknown and raising our frequency and doing a lot of work, healing work, right? And taking us to new places, but it's new for us because we're just probably going through an awakening or a twin flame journey, and it's, pulling us out of our, we could say, shell comfort zone and things like that. So a lot of times people are stuck in their comfort zone. This could be laziness, not doing the work. You feel good there. It's easy. You can just go Netflix and chill. I've told so many people that, right? Like, you can just whatever. But actually, to do this work, it can bring a lot out too. So this isn't for everyone, but some of you guys are kind of in your comfort zone. You need to get out of it. Twin Flame's really good at doing that. You're like shaking things up for you. I mean, on the inside of the healing. This isn't for everyone, but some of you guys, I want to have children with you. So this could be, some of you guys already have kids. I see a lot of the times twin flames can choose to go have kids with karmics and bring through soulmate type of souls. Or some of you guys wait and you might have kids with each other if that's something you desire or you both desire to do together or manifest together. It just kind of depends. So this isn't for everyone, clearly, because everyone's at different places. Collective reading. Okay, back and forth. Changing your mind or being confused emotionally. I see this with the tug of war where you want connection, but then when you're by yourself, then you overthink it and your ego is talking you out of it, or trauma, maybe, doing this, my push and pull, and things like that. So you might have some type of push and pull going on. This could be energetically. Maybe you're going hot or cold, or this person's hot and cold and they're like real clingy and all over the place and flip to avoidant, or you, or vice versa. It could be the energy of it. Sometimes it feels amazing and you're in that love bubble, and sometimes it's the opposite and you're like, it's a little stale or stagnant. And so this is there are some type of blocks or imbalances that could be in the way. My runner chaser, that's famous for that. Okay, so it's imbalances, blocks that have thrown off things because it's not a harmonious union, it's the opposite. So harmonious union, coming together like a magnet. You're like, that's bliss and euphoria. Okay, runner chaser, running away, avoidance patterns being triggered, right? Push pull, it could be anxious, avoidant, whatever it is. So it's the opposite, right? It's literally pushing away your desire. So it's actually, we'll blame the twin flame runner, like, oh, it's them over there. And you get real anxious and you're trying to chase or get them back. But in reality, it's all energy. And something going on with you has repelled them, what you desire. Because you'll say, wait, I want to manifest. Hopefully you're trying to manifest union. And this is your manifestation and you're pushing it away. We know that when we're in alignment, that we are actually magnetic to our desires and things like that. So it could be blocks or imbalances. Like I said, I have a ton of healings on my website. Check them out if you're needing it, because there's something going on. You have some type of unfinished business with this person. Work on forgiveness. I was telling someone this morning that you cannot do union with holding on to resentments, old wounds, old hurts, problems that happened in the past. You need to let these things go. For especially separation, if you're in separation, to reconcile or to get into that union energy. And usually a lot of karmic stuff has come up because these are patterns that have been triggered on both sides, right? So there's usually some type of triggering that has happened to really heal your heart chakra. Also, we have heart chakra stuff coming up. Doesn't surprise me with all that Venus energy. It's love energy, relationship energy, and of course Chiron, which is our wounds, hidden wounds, or even inner wounds. So masculine forgiveness, forgiving your divine feminine, letting go of releasing attachment and opening your heart. Leap forward, seize the moment and let yourself being loved fully. Expression, being able to share your feelings openly. I love it because it's like on my phone message too. Some of you guys might be texting, having phone calls, FaceTime, Facebook call, no kidding, whatever it is. This is just communicating, okay? This is my opening up, and we've been through the retrograde haze. Things should be opening up. Like sharing your feelings openly, creating a space where you're safe and secure, and you'll notice that you can open up about anything and you can really be seen and heard in this connection. Love song, let love's melody inspire your dance together. I love this. You might be hearing music around this connection, guiding you from spirit, or even just connecting with music when you're playing it through this connection, right? And I don't want to go into this chat, but you know, the whole universe, it's always frequency, vibration, and even a symphony. And we are literally like little musical notes. We could say instrument, but we say notes. We're like a little musical note, each a note in a greater symphony of the universe. And when we're out of balance, we are not attuned, we say. We're out of tune. Yeah, you're like the really bad, I will say flute, but that's a bad example. You're like the really bad guitar out of tune, and it sounds terrible. And it doesn't play right. And when you are attuned and you're in alignment, then you literally are going to be in tune with your twin flame. And so out of tune, out of sync with the universe and the greater alignment of source and the symphony, or your twin flame. So it's funny we say attuned, because I do a ton of classes and I do an attunement with each one, or energy attunement, right? So we want to be attuned to obviously ourselves first, but the universe, right, in our twin flame. So getting in alignment, you'll know you're going to be in your highest energy. Out of alignment, we talked about all those negative emotions and energies and depression and feeling yucky. Your twin flame doesn't want anything to do with it. You're like, why? Because it's too much. Get that energy in alignment if you're needing it. So releasing, we're clearing things, and sometimes it's not the external. Yeah, you can go organize your office. I'm not against that. But I'm talking about your energy right now to prepare for this new year. That's where we're at. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you guys are, okay, this is my money card and it's flipped, like money down. Some of you guys are needing to get independent. You might be getting reckless. You might be getting quick rich schemes. I see a lot of scams going on. Be careful with you guys, like where you're giving money. Come on, red flag. Sorry, people asking for money. Anyway, yeah, especially around relationships, not love. Okay, and that's your energy. This could just be not doing the work, being a little lazy, maybe even Netflixing and chilling a little bit. You're not doing as much work as you should. You're making excuses. And then this can drag out things. Okay, this is my confidence and freedom energy. So there's some type of block here. So when we're dealing with Chiron and we have the sun, this is like wounds about your confidence. Are you not showing up in your full potential? Are you hiding yourself? Are you trying to show all your best aspects and, you know, whatever, avoiding the messy stuff that we have to go into? And it's like healing something there, right? So this is your ego, but it's also your consciousness energy when we deal with the sun and Chiron, some type of wounding there, that it could just be any insecurities that you're holding about who you are. All this energy has one thing in common too with that Aries North Node, our sun, Chiron. It's all about healing wounds of yourself so that you can really awaken and figure out who you are and to show up authentically. King of Wands in reverse. Some of you guys aren't feeling real motivated. I heard a lot of people talk about being awake last night. I was like, yeah, it's all those X-flares that are coming in the middle of the night. And some of you guys are not sleeping well. Some of you guys are up. You're feeling the shifts. You know, maybe you're not feeling real motivated about you're figuring out your goals. Mercury retrograde haze. We talked about that. And it's like just getting clear. Right now, when we're still in Mercury retrograde, it's not the best time to tackle new projects. It's time to really think about things and where you're going to. So this is, once again, you're not stepping outside your comfort zone. Some of our connections, relationships, and even teachers, my website, that we can find are here to help you and to really help you towards that path to your destiny and kind of getting you outside your comfort zone, where we know your ego loves to sit and chill. Outside the comfort zone, soul guiding you. Okay, 4 of Cups, and this is like some of you guys are missing opportunity, you're refusing offers, you might be regretting something, you might just be really focused on the negative, because this is like, look, the divine is trying to give you that cup with everything you need in it, and the guy isn't noticing, right? I always say. And so this is like, you guys might be letting limiting beliefs, negative thoughts, or negative beliefs affect you and your union or your life in a lot of other ways. We talked about twin flame helping you with your life through showing you what to heal. You heal and it up-levels your life. And so this is like getting in a negative mindset. We got to fight these negative thoughts and beliefs, and that there was no, oh my God, all this, we love to blame over here. Oh my God, don't make me make a list. All of this stuff that we love to blame in the shadows, when it was our inner shadows and all of the negative thoughts we've been programmed with. It's like we come with them, factory default mode, and we need to up level and upgrade And we have a lot to rewire and reprogram, and it takes doing the inner work. So if you're like in a negative mindset or thinking negatively, I see a lot of people get stuck in blocks because they're thinking that this is not going to go well, or it's going to basically separation thoughts. Lots of separation thoughts equals separation. So needing to release the negative thoughts, beliefs, and things like that as blocks. And I say pluck them out, but easier said than done. Why you guys should probably get some help with some of this if you have that going on, so that you can stay in that energy of being more grateful and manifesting what you truly desire within your union, with how your union will go, but also within your life in bigger areas. Page of Pentacles. This is another money, but it's also learning. I love it because it's like holding the coin. This is my spiritual seeking card and going on a spiritual journey card. And so it's learning something new. It's like going back to school. I have so many good classes on my website. I do teach Reiki, Sechem, all sorts of classes. I'm always trying to get you guys more into the energy work. It could just be opening your mind and staying open to learn, or seeing things from a higher or a new perspective, and continuing to better yourself, work on yourself. That's what the spiritual seeker does, right? And continuing to heal yourself and open up and expand your consciousness, or, continue on your spiritual journey wherever it's taking you. So it's my learning card, which fits today's energy, because I keep talking about, staying open to learning and new teachers and connections that can better you or open you up or shift you closer to your destiny or your destined purpose. Okay, I'm going on that note anyways. I have a ton of stuff on my website. I worked really, really hard the other day to get it all up. So I have the 12/12 stuff up. I have the next full moon stuff up. That's on the 15th, and I have a lot of stuff in between. Make sure you guys are checking out my website. Go with anything that you're guided to. It all will really, really help you. So I have lots of healings and activations up and clearings and things like that. Have a beautiful day. If you need me, just go ahead and book me on my website. I do twin flame readings on there. Needing a shift or some perspective, just book a session on there.